If anybody can understand the basic economic premise of supply demand, you would think a Fed governor would be able to understand that. But then again,
We're in uncharted waters.
What I'm saying, like, it's a bloodbath out there, man. I mean, the listings I've been putting on have been, moving pretty good. Like the most recent one's, I think, a little bit heavy on price. We'll see how it does. But I mean, everything I've got is selling. Just some's taking a little bit longer. But like the stats are, like I'll pull up. I just turned on my hotspot. I'll pull up this week's numbers. Like last week, the in contracts were off like 70% compared to the same time last year. So I mean, things are wonky. The price is up 5% right now. And I know that in the last Fed meeting, or I guess it wasn't a Fed meeting, it was just a statement from Governor Waller that they take the home market still being up as a sign that we need to keep hiking rates. That the market's going to take more of it because prices haven't come down yet. And it's like, well, I sent data text, and it's like that's a false signal to the Fed because that the only reason why prices are up 5% right now is that there's nothing for sale.
yeah, supply demand. I mean, if anybody can understand the basic economic premise of supply demand, you would think a Fed governor would be able to understand that. But then again,
well, their tunnel vision is on inflation and slowing the economy. So if the housing market's not, slowing enough, there's still more room to, inflict some pain.
Well, there was actually a article in the Wall Street Journal this morning that suggested they may not have a rate hike on the upcoming meeting.
Yeah, he said, the governor said that they'll probably pause it, but then they're going to get right back, to it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We'll see what happens.
It depends on what the unemployment numbers are that come out tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, tomorrow's unemployment. But I'm looking here, we did have this morning, we had the ADP employment change, number of jobs, number of payrolls added. ADP always comes out with their report a day before the Fed or before the federal government releases their unemployment numbers. And so the consensus estimate was 180,000 new jobs created and ended up with 278,000. So a hot number from ADP, which usually telegraphs a hot number for the actual federal, for the federal report that comes out tomorrow. Right. So it's hard to say, but I've seen those numbers deviate before, but it appears that I don't know. But then again, those jobs could be summer jobs. They could just be, somebody working as a waitress at Ocean City, Maryland, or something like that.
Well, you have school that just let out, so all the college kids are coming home, and they're picking up those. Would you like fries with that, ma'am? Jobs, and so
yeah,
they're not real jobs. I mean, the interesting thing to me is that, the big tech companies, which obviously have been flying high for so long, are the ones laying off and not hiring. And so, where's 278,000 jobs come from?
Yep. It's like I said, it could be lifeguards and ice cream scoopers.
And it could be migrant workers, coming in to work the fields out in California or wherever. I mean, it may be a seasonal thing. I don't know. But normally they have that stuff.
But this happens every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens every year like this, though.
Yeah, I've never really thought about that as far as, like what those, jobs actually are. it's interesting because it's like all the signs are kind of flashing red that, jobs are going to start going away here. So, maybe it doesn't, of course, but like something I saw the other day, and I don't know enough about it to talk super intelligently about it, but this guy was showing the M2 money supply has gone negative, and that, it's gone negative like 4, 5, 6 times maybe throughout history. But the only time it's been more negative than this time was before the Great Depression, and all the other times led to double-digit unemployment. None was as bad as the Great Depression was like negative like 14% money supply. Right now we're like negative 4%. But like it's, again, the signs are flashing. You're looking down the barrel of 10, 12% unemployment coming. And I don't know what the real number actually is on all that, but it's all interesting. I mean, it's like, now the debt ceiling is going to, potentially be raised with no, cap. And so we'll see how much money they actually spend. I mean, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to keep spending. Meanwhile, everything else is having the money sucked out of it.
Well, it's obviously we're in uncharted waters, and for every action there is a reaction, and so who's to say? I mean, everybody is a procrastinator, and who's to say that this all doesn't shake out and everything just keeps on going? I mean,
I know Jay said that plenty of times.
Yeah, you pump trillions of dollars into the market and you expect for it to react this way, but then it doesn't react that way. And it's almost like, anything those Harvard Yale guys say, it could almost be the exact opposite of what's going to happen because their theories are never right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just, it seems, like you say, it seems weird to me that, I hear a report on the news this morning that, the big companies are actually withdrawing. They've already made, job offers to people, kids coming out of college. And now these same companies are withdrawing those job offers and, pulling back on hiring. But then you see an ADP report that goes from estimate 170 and with the actuals 280. It's like, it's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the beginning of that part of the discussion. So the estimate was to be 180, and they created 270,000 jobs. Is that what you're saying?
The estimate was 180, and the creation was 278. That was just released this morning.
I mean, and that would, signal then also rate hikes coming, because when that's happening,
Exactly, yeah.
They're going, well, it's going too good. Like we said before, good is bad.